German Chancellor Friedrich Merz pledged support for Brazil's Forest Conservation Fund on the second day of UN climate talks.
The European Commission has adopted stricter visa rules for Russians wishing to enter the Schengen area.
World leaders gathered on the edge of the imperiled Amazon rainforest on Friday for a second day of climate talks at the COP30 in Brazil. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz met with Brazilian President Inácio Lula da Silva and pledged support for his ambitious financial incentive scheme to support the conservation of the world's endangered forests.
Auf Deutschland ist Verlass. Und es braucht doch eine große gemeinsame globale Kraftanstrengung. Alle Länder mit den ökonomischen Möglichkeiten und hohen Emissionen, und wir gehören dazu, sind dazu aufgefordert, eben dazu beizutragen.
The initiative, dubbed the Tropical Forest Forever Facility, drew $5.5 billion in pledges on the first day of the summit. It eventually seeks to leverage investments into $125 billion that can be used to pay dozens of developing countries to conserve their forests.
The European Commission has adopted stricter visa rules for Russians wishing to enter the Schengen area. Russian applicants can no longer apply for multiple entry, but can still be issued with single-entry visas.
The new rules severely restrict the issuance of multiple entry visa to Russian applicants. That being said, certain limited exceptions remain. These include, for example, close family members of Russian citizens residing in the EU and family members of EU citizens. They can have multiple entry visas valid for up to 1 year. Transport workers can have still be issued such visa for up to 9 months.
There are exceptions. For example, a country can issue multiple entry visas to dissidents, independent journalists and human rights defenders. The EU fully suspended the EU's visa facilitation agreement with Russia in 2022, which made short-stay visa applications more expensive and more difficult for Russians. Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia went a step further, restricting entry to their countries for Russian citizens. In 2024, more than 600,000 applications for short-stay visas were issued to Russians for the EU and Schengen-associated countries, with a refusal rate of 7.5%.
After meeting Pope Leo XIV on Friday, Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas met with Italy's President Mattarella and Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Mattarella insisted on the importance of the strong friendship between Italy and Palestine and described the Palestinian Authority as a key player for both Italy and the international community, especially at this stage. We want peace. We recognized Israel. Israel must now recognize Palestine. This is what President Abbas said in the meeting with Mattarella. As stated in an interview with Italian newspaper La Stampa, talks focused on implementing the peace plan in Gaza, with Abbas insisting on the need for a two-state solution. Abbas also said that the reconstruction of Gaza must be achieved after disarming Hamas and with the involvement of Arab countries. Giorgia Orlandi for Euronews in Rome.
I've heard so much about you, Mrs. Tesman.
Heather is fine. What have you heard?
That before you were domesticated, you were like fire.
Could you tell us the events of the evening
Up to the incident.
Heather?
Yes?
This is what you wanted, isn't it? Money and the house.
Eileen. Why did you come here? To make sure I didn't love you.